So 2-2 tie after 2 periods of play here. And Campbell Soup's 1991 Tour of World Figure Skating Champions, featuring Peggy Fleming in one of the greatest lineups of skaters ever, including the only 2 women in history to execute the triple axel jump. Midori Ito and Tonya Harding are coming. There's only one performance at the arena, Mother's Day, Sunday, May 12th at 8 o'clock. Tickets available at all choice seat outlets. And with the Devils and Penguins tied at 2 after 2 periods here in New Jersey, we also have an opportunity to tell you about Frank Sinatra's visit to Pittsburgh. He's coming with Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet on May 16th at 8 o'clock at the arena. Tickets available at all choice seat outlets. Call 412-333-SEAT. Frank, Steve, and Edie are coming to the Igloo. Frank Sinatra's Diamond Jubilee Tour at 8 o'clock at the Civic Arena on May 16th. We're coming back to the Brendan Byrne Arena in just...
Yeah, Penguin Hockey is brought to you by Iron City Beer. Yeah, working on a cold iron. That's what it's brought to you by Giant Eagle, where there's a lot you can feel good about. By the appliance store, where customer satisfaction is always our first concern, and a Norwegian Cruise Line with the best activities afloat. Plus all those other people.
Bob Airey scores about 98% of his goals practically in the net. He was standing in the crease with 1 foot in the crease, which really you're not allowed to do, but it didn't matter. He was standing there, and that crease is really pretty ridiculous anymore. Players just standing there all the time, but Airey just steered the puck in behind Chris Terreri. And this break came as a result of Bob Airey's mistake, a giveaway that Morris fed up ahead to McLean, and his centering pass just got past the stick of Paul Stanton and onto the stick of Shanahan, who fired it underneath Tom Barrasso to tie the game at 2. Stanton almost broke that up.
So we go to the third. All tied, and Ron Francis will step on here with Kevin Stevens and Joey Mullen.
This was a great chance for Doug Brown late in the period, where he left his skates and shot the puck, but had just gone too far through the crease and shot it wide of the net. That was after the Penguins had a chance at the other end and had 4 players trapped up ice.
Boschman, by the way, and Larry Murphy received 10-minute misconduct penalties at the end of period number 2. So Boschman will be off the first 10 minutes of this period.
And this is the period where he's done most of his shadowing of Mario Lemieux, the 3rd period in the first 2 games.
So Peter Stastny now picks up the puck, and he delivers it over to Dino Seeger. Seeger to the right wing of Penguins in. Drop it back. The Penguins break it up, and they shoot it to the blue line, but not out. Eric Weinrich down the near boards to Claude Lemieux. He'll center it, but Francis picked that one off, and a head down to Ulf Samuelsson. Relayed to Stevens, to Samuelsson, right wing to Joey Mullen, back into the Devils in. Mullen can't get it around the defenseman Weinrich, and the Devils pick it up and they counterattack. Seeger to the right wing. Penguins in. Drop pass to Stastny. Look out. He shoots. And it's off Ulf Samuelsson, and gave his body up to block that shot. And it went to the seats.
Boy, is Ulf Samuelsson strong in his own zone. He's like Jack Lambert on skates.
Face-off will be in the Penguins' end to the left of goaltender Tom Barrasso.
They don't come much grittier than Ulf. It's great to see the fans have responded to him so quickly with the Ulf signs at the Civic Arena. Down to block that shot by Stastny. It was a good scoring opportunity for Peter Stastny, too. And he was cruising down that slot, cranked one up.
Dino Seeger has led the way for the Devils with 4 shots on goal. The Penguin top man is Ronnie Francis, who was at 4. Stevens with 3, and Coffey and Murphy also with 3. Right point is a shot by the Devils right through the net. Barrasso made that save on Casatona. Lemieux picks it up. He'll flip it up in the air, and it goes all the way to the Devils' line. Slava Fetisov, first minute of play, 3rd period, tied at 2. And Alexei Kasatonov of the Devils wind it up to Kirk Muller. Left wing pass, got Conacher open. Here he comes with the Penguins in. He shoots it, but Coffey got over to get a stick on that shot. Conacher has it again. Around to the right point to Kasatonov. Shoot one down low, save a rebound. And that's dumped wide by Conacher on a backhand attempt. Dougie Brown in deep. Brown left in the corner, but Coffey just works it ahead. Back out of the Penguins end. And the Devils with this line of Brown, Muller, and Conacher with some chances. Here's again to the right side of the Penguins end. Erie bumping Doug Brown. Now Coffey rolls him around and knocks him down. Play continues. And it's in behind the Penguin net. Taglianetti with a minute and a half gone in the 3rd period. Game tied 2-2. They're trying to wrist it up ahead to Mark Recchi. They can't make that work, and off the boards, slam back into Penguin territory. Robert Spare with Taglianetti. Penguins feed it to center ice, and just avoided the stick of Phil Bourque. Tommy Abilene, the Devil defenseman. He get right to the Penguin net, and Barrasso clears himself back to center. Danico and Abilene, the two defensemen, and up front they have John Morris with Shanahan and John McLean.
Devils are forechecking aggressively, sending a lot of players in towards those Penguin defensemen.
Yager, the Penguins out of Bork into the Devils in, has some room down the left side. He shoots it, but it's blocked by Danico. Bork gets it back. Put in the corner, but Danico recovers to take command of it. He'll step behind his own goal, the Devil defenseman. Yager's on him. Danico able to work himself free, and the Devils just deflected back to center ice. John Morris of the Devils coming back to the Penguins in. At the blue line, he falls down but sweeps it into the zone. Cody Roberts will lay it ahead to Phil Bork. Now relaying the puck to Jaromir Jagr to the Devils in. Trying to go through the defense. He can't do it. Devils take it away, and John McLean moves right back to center circle. Long shot, look out. That one took off from center ice, so McLean's shot went rightfully to the crowd. And hopefully nobody was hit. And John McLean, you all know how hard he can shoot it. That one put some tense moments into this building, believe me. We'll be back tied at 2 in the third on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Welcome to Pittsburgh. What can I rustle up for you, partner?
If you think you're saving money eating fast food, think about this. At King's, for the same money, you could get lots of choices, lots of delicious food, and lots of time to enjoy it.
Yippee-yi-yo!
Next time, make it King's.
I think the special teams are important. Those scores we have from out of town. That Boston game, by the way, against Hartford is being delayed because of padlock. Apparently got caught in a Zamboni at Hartford. I can't explain that one to you, but all three of the goals in that game have been power play goals. Got a couple of power play goals in the Buffalo-Montreal game and a shorthanded goal. Here are the Penguins breaking to the Devils in. Joey Mullen going to the net. A backhand shot. That stopped. Digging forward in the near corner on the play is Stevens, but he can't come up with it. Claude Lemieux will. Claude Lemieux giving the puck to Dino Seeger, trying to headman it to Stastny. Coffey read the play. He takes it away. Joey Mullen back into the Devils in. Over to Stevens, back to Mullen. He can shoot from there. Does score! Joey Mullen gets the goal for the Penguins, and they have the lead. 3-2. Michael motorcycle. Joey Mullen makes his presence known in a hurry, and the Penguins have the lead again.
Good work by the Penguins on the give and go. Mullen and Stevens. Mullen and then went to Stevens, who jumped into the hole. He went right back to Mullen. Mullen closed in. Terreri was looking around for Joey Mullen, and he didn't see him, and then he just didn't play the shot very well, and right between his pads. Mullen right at the top of the circle, cranked it up. Terreri just wasn't set. And good work by Ronnie Francis to go to the net. Driver had him tied up, but it just appeared as though Terreri lost sight. Lost his bearings on Joey Mullen for just a split second, but that was enough for Mullen to drive it between his pads.
Great goal scorer, Joey Mullen, and he got it between the legs of Chris Terreri, and the Penguins have the lead, 3-2. Paul Coffey of the Penguins coming up. Remember, the Devils had just tried a headman pass, if I'm not mistaken, trying to hit Stastny. Here's Bork now to the Devils in. Long shot. He almost got that one by Terreri, but it went wide of the net. Bork in deep in the play, but he can't come up with it. And Alexei Kasatonov for the Devils, beating the puck to center to Kirk Muller. Down the left wing to Conacher. Conacher back to Muller. Put it in front, but Coffey stopped that one with a maneuver in front of the goal.
Coffey's played very well defensively in this series.
Recky's pass over to Coffey. And the Doctor coming to the Devils in. Down the right wing. 3-2 the Penguins lead here in the third. Drop pass to Recky. Couldn't steer it to the net. Devils capture it again. They go the other way. Muller, the Devils captain, can't feather it through to Doug Brown, so he shoots it into the Penguins in. And hanging back is Mario Lemieux. Gave it away to Kirk Muller, though. Muller in the Penguins zone. Trying to wrist it over to Kasatonov. Can't do it. Lemieux takes it away. Looks for a trailer. He's back one-on-one against Fetisov. He comes back now right side. He's got a man cutting the net. Loney's right there. A shot. And Terreri stopped him cold on a backhand attempt by Troy Loney. Lemieux was looking all over the ice as he came back the other way, and he finally found Loney. Don't tell me he didn't have ice in the back of his head. Here's Kasatonov, though. Fetisov deep in the Penguins in. Fired to the backhand. Stopped in front. Now up the far wing. John McLean of the Devils turns and shoots it right to the net. And Barrasso easily makes a save. Recky was upended by McLean and the Penguins. Storm back towards the Devils line. Loney just dumps it in. He took a check from Fetisov. Looks around to see who hit him. Now he puts the stick into Fetisov as they battle one another. Far wing Devils zone. New Jersey with control of the biscuit. Penguins lead 3-2. Lead pass to Morris now to the Penguins in. Drop. And they puck off to McLean. He's too well covered by Loney, who held him. And Samuelson works it out of his own territory. This might be an icing call against the Pens. Abilene back with Jagr. Jagr reached in, and it is touched by Abilene. Icing called against the Penguins with 5 minutes gone here in period number 3. And Pittsburgh leading 3-2.
We noticed that Kirk Muller had stepped onto that checking line, as you saw at the beginning of the period, with Lemieux out there, and then they moved Stastny up between Lemieux and Seager. Lemieux had a great opportunity earlier as he came down and waited for Loney to join the play. Fetisov kind of stopped and watched Mario Lemieux, and he just dumped it to an open spot, and Loney beat Kirk Muller to that spot. Went in, and Terreri stopped it. Boy, trying to go to the backhand to score.
What a huge goal that would have been if he'd been able to put it in. And Lemieux, when he got that puck, looked up, slowed the pace down, looked over his left and his right shoulder, it appeared to me, looking for somebody, and he spotted Loney out of nowhere. I didn't even see Loney, and I have pretty good ability to read from even up here. And he found Loney cutting for the net.
He took a look over his shoulder, remember, when he first got the puck to see who was back there, and then he just waited until Loney got in the right spot and put the puck right there.
Samuelson, the face-off Penguins in. They'll look to get it to Stevens, and he does. After Ron Francis tapping ahead of the Devils zone, but Seager cleaning up his own end. Has control of the puck. Working his way up against Kevin Stevens. Now to the Penguin line. The Devils sneaking down the boards. Samuelson's over for the Penguins, and in one motion he cuts by Seager and has the puck. Up to Francis, left wing to Kevin Stevens, trying to fire it right on by Danico, and he does, and Terreri made the stop, and the Devils have the loose puck, and they scramble to the Penguins' end. On the right side, Claude Lemieux trying to get around Gordie Roberts. Can't do that. Samuelson waited up the boards, but not out. Battling for it. The Penguins do work it free back to center ice, and Tommy Abilene. Abilene to the Devils. Joey Mullen has given the Penguins the lead. 3-2 here in the third. And Danico twisting that one in behind the Penguin net with 14:08 to go in regulation. Barrasso played it up the boards. It came to Conacher, but he couldn't handle it. And the Penguins now start onto the Devils zone. Stevens will leave it left wing to Mark Recchi, who has one of the 3 Penguin goals. Weinrich will flatten him and knock him down, and Recchi's slow in getting up. Recchi was hit pretty heavily on a check by Eric Weinrich. Lemieux in the right wing corner. Fire back towards the net. It's off Terreri's stick. Gathered in by Doug Brown. The Devils work from center ice. Abilene avoided Taglianetti, who's way up on the play. Down the right wing. Devils now across to the right point to Weinrich, and a shot that was stopped. Brown gets it for the Devils behind the net to Pat Conacher. Muller's planted himself out in front, and here is Taglianetti pelting Conacher and knocked him flying. Taglianetti's lost his stick. He kicks at that puck, trying to work it out. Now he can use his hand if he wanted to. He didn't. Doug Brown shoots it back towards the goal, and Bill Bork, playing defense, shoots it back to center, and Taglianetti gets that blade again. Devils drive it in. Bork knocked down Doug Brown. Play continues from the Penguins zone. Penguins lead 3-2, and here's Lemieux on the attack for the Penguins. Left wing to Phil Bork. Bork looks back for Lemieux, but the Pens are offside, going to the Devils' end. 13:06 to go in the third period. Pittsburgh 3, New Jersey 2 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Shop the appliance store and save on Panasonic camcorders. This compact VHS lightweight features a flying erase head and high-speed shutter. Or choose this new palmcorder with full-range digital focus. This palmcorder features a power zoom lens that lets you close in on the action. And the exciting Panasonic switch hitter works right or left-handed and is loaded with high-tech features. And they start as low as $7.99 at the appliance store, where courteous service and customer satisfaction come first.
Well, the Penguins cashing in here in the first minutes of play of period number 3 and have the lead 3-2.
Now Harry's out here with Trottier and Loney, checking against the top scoring line of the Devils.
Morris, Shanahan, and McLean, the trio out for Coach Tommy McVie.
Bob Airy is out here to check John McLean.
And the Devils just simply shoot it towards the Penguin net. Barrasso is going to reach with that right hand and smother it. Penguin goaltender. And they call for a face-off to his right. Shots are Devils. The Devils with 28. The Penguins with 25 in the game. And the Penguins leading by 1 with 12:50 to go in regulation.
Now Airy will come off. Ron Francis steps on. So the Penguins again have 2 centers on the ice to take the face-off deep in their own zone.
Somebody got a stick up into Shanahan's face there. Nothing called as Barrasso went in. Buffalo wins a game in the series. They beat Montreal tonight 5-4. That's the final score. So the Sabres down 2-1. Game 4 will be at Buffalo on Tuesday. Game 4 of this series also on Tuesday night. Ronnie Francis and John Morris match it up, and the Penguins win the faceoff. Trottier skates down the left wing, and he's shooted into the Devils' end for the Penguins. Terreri stepped to the right of the goal, stopped it, and off it goes around to the far wing to Brendan Shanahan, who has both New Jersey goals tonight. Brendan Shanahan, 3 in the playoffs. He fired it away behind the Penguin net, and Barrasso moved it himself around the wing, but not out. Now the Penguins chop at it, and they get it back across the blue line. Devils set it up again. Alexei Kasatonov. He softly sends it back behind the defense. Stanton racing to get the puck for the Penguins. Double team. John Morris in there. Stanton trying to get to the loose puck. Now helping out will be Gordy Roberts. Roberts to the pins, but not cleared out. He gets it back in midair and now carries it up as he will pass it over to Loney, who steers it back to center. Devils again trying to go back in. A lead pass by Fetisov. If it's touched by the Penguins, it'll be an icing call. They got to hurry. And Stanton got there. And that brings about the icing call against New Jersey. We'll return with the Penguins leading 3-2 here in period number 3 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
To us, the theory of relativity means always being relatively close to a party. In these parts, our wildest creatures come out only at night.
Preserve the wildlife.
Well, the Rangers have defeated Washington and take a 2-game-1 advantage in that series at Washington. 6-0 the final there. Mike Richter with a shutout for the New York Rangers. And Hartford and Boston back underway in the second period. Pat Verbika scored for the Whalers. They're tied at 2. Right side Coffey shoot it through traffic to the Devils net. And Terreri is going to go down to his knees to make the save on the Penguin defenseman and hold that one for a face-off.
Ronnie Francis winning the face-off against Peter Stastny. Ken Tanico, I talked to him before the game and asked him if after the first 2 games were so intense. I said, is it more intense in the playoffs last year that you were involved in? He said, oh, yeah, definitely.
Well, Danico in to get the puck in the far corner.
And Stevens battling again.
They've been banging away at each other all 3 games, and here on the rush now will be Abilene going to the Penguins in for the Devils. Pulls up on the left wing board, sneaking in behind the net. Samuelson on. He takes the bump. Stastny behind the net for the Devils. Can he make a play? No. Work free by Ronnie Francis. Francis diving to get it out of his own end. Well, Samuelson and Francis have played strong games tonight for the Penguins. Francis tried to push it up to Stevens. He didn't know it was coming, but it's corralled by Joey Mullen. And Mullen deals that back into the Devils zone. In Danico. Long lead pass off one of the Devils. It'll be wide of Barrasso and touched by the Penguins defenseman Taglianetti, who shoots it off the glass and by Mario Lemieux and into the penalty box. They'll bring the face-off all the way back into Penguin territory.
Tommy thought that was going to be an icing call, but it went through the goal crease. Drop the puck to the left of the Penguins goal.
Bernie Nichols with a big game against the Capitals tonight. A pair of goals and an assist. And Bernie, who was benched in the last regular season game, has come on strong in the playoffs for the Rangers. Well, that's what happened. The net came off the moorings.
Well, now here's Muller out here against Lemieux's line, and that's the way Tom McVee's going to go with it. Lemieux playing with Bork now instead of Bob Airy. Airy plays against the top offensive line of the Devils.
I'm watching Boschman down there. He's standing. He's so hungry to get back into the game, but he got the misconduct at the end of the second period. He's not been able to get back in. He'll sit down now. Penguins will use Mark Recchi. And what's happened here? One of the Devils into the circle, and this driver, there's something on the ice. That's what he wanted to do. Have the linesman Mike Civic. Talk about a big guy. Boy, is Civic tall or what? Andy Van Hellemond saw him today. Said, yeah, we got these little linesmen, the 6'9" linesmen that we'll carry around. Ball's face off, and they'll do it again in the Penguin zone. And here comes Coffey on with Brian Trottier as Bob Johnson wants to make a change, and they're not going to let him do it. Sends him back.
Just wanted to see if Andy Van Hellemond was paying attention.
I'm looking at Badgers tie. I'd love to see him win 4 or 5 straight, but goodness gracious, that tie. I don't know where he got that one.
That's the one that won them all.
That's it. Yeah. Back behind the net in the Penguin zone around to the near side when they went on the big streak. That's the one he was wearing, and it comes to Phil Bourque. And he put it back on, and it's paid off for him. Them a win at Pittsburgh in the lead here, at least in the third period. And Recchi was dumped by Driver way away from the play, or fell down. play. The Devils, as we mentioned, are 2 for 5 on the night. The Penguins 1 for 5. Tommy McVie staring on.
He's a nice man, Tommy McVie.
Yeah, he is. He's been around a long time, and he does know the game of hockey. He's seen it all. He really has, right from the very bottom on up. Tommy McVie.
Got a chance to be a head coach and decided not to. Just said, I don't want to sign a short-term contract. I'm going to go back and I'll coach for you in the minor leagues. And he's been there ever since, going back to the early 80s and with the Devils farm team.
Coached briefly with them in what, 83, 84 with the back in action.
That was the year that the Penguins edged out, if you want to use that expression, the Devils for Mario Lemieux.
They won it all. And here is Peter Stastny. That might be the only championship flag they should have raised. And off the left side to Huskroft. He'll bank it in behind the Penguin net. Stastny going for it. A heavy check on Coffey by the Devils' Jeff Medill. And Coffey looking back for his number. And on the far wing, it'll be Peter Taglianetti. Taglianetti has hit. The Devils pick the hitting up. Stastny cutting for the net. Out of Medill. Shooting. Stopped by Barrasso. He got his arm up to make the save. Now they run Loney, and Medill steps into Taglianetti. The Devils with a spark right now, using the body to try and get in and turn things around. But Trottier sneaking up to Bob Airy, and Airy will wind it down the boards into the Devils' zone.
Huskroft just can't seem to control himself. I look for him to take a penalty here. Maybe put his team in trouble because he's just carried away out there in the ice.
Loney diving to the ice, couldn't come up with it. Here's John Morris. The next whistle, they'll get Boschman back. John Morris moving the puck into Penguin real estate. On the far wing, it's Kevin Stevens of Pittsburgh, but he can't clear it out. But Samuelson is right there. Samuelson, I think, has been particularly tough with Murphy out of the lineup, coming on here to fill in the Boyd, and he has really played well. Dump to the Devils zone. Terreri steps away from the net. And he'll get it to Brendan Shanahan. Shanahan's pass cut off by Stevens, but right to John Morris. Morris to the Devils into the Penguins end. And offside, the New Jersey Devils. Well, Murphy in the pens and Boschman. Now the Devils will return to the ice now. We'll be back also. 3-2, the Penguins lead in Game 3 here in the third period on the Penguins Hockey Network.
In my considered opinion, it's okay to enjoy mowing one's lawn. Oh, for heaven's sake. In fact, my snapper significantly enhances my sense of well-being. Of course, my snapper dealer was kind enough to offer a 14-day money-back test drive. The good man really stands behind his machines. So if you're looking for emotional satisfaction, my advice to you is seek professional help. That's right. See your snapper dealer.
Anything less just won't cut it.
Huskroft ran into Loney earlier. Flying check. That is in the rule book known as charging. When you leave your skates and jump into a player like that, but nothing was called.
Some of a Fetisov being taped up around the ankles. He looks like he's been in 500 hockey games, or 5,000 hockey games, doesn't he? He would have a hockey face. You know, there have been a few hockey faces. Gary Risling has a hockey face. Remember Gary Risling, folks? A
Tommy
hockey
McVie
face.
has
Yeah,
a hockey
face. Yes, he does. Whip down to the Devils end. And the Devils clear it back inside the Penguin stripe. And here's Ulf Samuelsson. We're back to play. Leaving the puck to Joey Mullen, who has a go-ahead goal in this game. Left wing to Kevin Stevens. Stevens back to Mullen down the slide. Here he comes. He shoots it. And that's not made rebound. Francis can't put it to the net. And back come the Devils. Penalty coming up, though, against the Devils. The Devils are going to be shorthanded. There'll be a hooking call as Joey Mullen went off his skates to shoot that puck. And Joey Mullen, definitely here in the third, has been a big factor for the Penguins. And he almost gave them a 2-goal lead. We'll return in a moment. 3-2, the Penguins lead and have a power play. Turkey on the table in a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network.
A night like this comes along once in a lifetime. Frank Sinatra, Steve Lawrence, and Didi Gourmet together for the first time. Chevy's Regal presents Frank's Diamond Jubilee Tour, and he's celebrating with friends. It's the incredible excitement of Frank, Steve, and Edie packed into one unforgettable evening of song. Be there for the music, the magic, the memories. When Chevy's Regal presents Frank Sinatra's Diamond Jubilee Tour.
Frank, Steve, and Edie, tickets on sale now.
Joey Mullen made a crisp pass to Kevin Stevens in the neutral zone to give him some room down that left side, and then he jumped into the hole, and McClain was trailing the play and hooked him as he took the shot. Mullen has an incredible knack of being able to shoot the puck in situations just like that. Terreri out on top of the crease to make the save, but hooking a call against McClain. And Alan Tignanelli of North Versailles, Pennsylvania, is our contestant on the Ironman Advantage contest.
Recchi, Lemieux, Stevens up front with Coffey and Murphy. I wouldn't be surprised to see Mullen out here working on the power play on the second unit. The hot hand that he's had, he's come in, especially in this third period, has been a strong player for the Penguins. And here's Coffey now through traffic, coming up on the play. Penguins 6th chance on the power play. They're 1 for 5. Coffey right through everybody, comes down and shoots it, and Terreri made the save off his left leg and clear for the Devils. They get it to center ice. Well, Larry Murphy, an appropriate time for him to return as the Penguins have a power play, the only one here in the third period so far.
There's Murphy overhandling the puck again, Mike. He's got to move that biscuit. He's putting himself in tough situations.
Murphy to the left wing, intended for Stevens beyond his reach, but Recchi reaches forward. He can't come up with it. The Devils steer it back to the Penguin line. 1:18 to go in the penalty to John McClain. 8:11 to go in regulation. Pittsburgh 3, New Jersey 2 here in game number 3. Series tied at 1 apiece. An errant pass for the Penguins, and here's Conacher, shorthanded. Penguins in, shoots it, went right through Coffey, wide of the net. Brown centers it from behind the goal. There's nobody home. Coffey will snap it up the right wing to Rock Recchi. Recchi of Pittsburgh, 1-on-2. Shoots it by Fetisov. Fetisov got the leg into him, sent him flying. Now the Devils, Fetisov after it, and so is Recchi, but over to get it will be the Pens, and Lemieux goes behind the net. Whacked out by Kasatonov. Lemieux in the near boards, runs into the Devils. Doug Brown, left point Coffey, runs down one of the Devils, knocks him flying. That was Kasatonov. Here were the Devils shorthanded again. A shot by Conacher. Stop, rebound, Fetisov shot it wide. The Devils all over the Penguins right now. Great job by Conacher, particularly, and Dougie Brown. Realizing whatever chance they have, they've got to shut the Penguins down this power play chance. Yager reaches in. Can he come up with it? No, the whistle sounds an offside call against the Devils, and they'll take that every time.
And the Penguins don't have their better defensive players on the ice, as we said earlier in the game. When you're on the power play, you're going to have some players out there who are not really thinking defense, they're thinking offense. And the way the Devils are pressing the attack shorthanded, and they're putting the Penguins in a situation where they could take a penalty. And Paul Coffey probably should have gotten one there for just flattening Kasatonov with a glove to the face. He just sprawled to the ice after Coffey met him with a straight left hand. Good chances for the Devils, and the way they're forcing it, you wouldn't want to see the Penguins take a needless penalty here that might put them shorthanded for a couple of minutes. Only 21 seconds to go now on the penalty to McClain.
7:16 to go. Danico and Borko nose to nose with one another. They're jockeying for position. Pair of number 9s will face it off. Just 21 seconds left on the penalty. So Bob Johnson employs Yager and Bork on either side of Ronnie Francis. This face-off won by New Jersey. Bork collides with Danico. They bang each other around, and Muller comes up. He is met by Samuelson.
Yager got clipped in the face. He has to go to the bench.
And they freeze it along the boards in front of the penalty box, and again, we'll drop it. Yarmer took his helmet off. Danico involved again with Bork, and they're jawing away at one another pretty good, and Samuelson's over to bark at Danico. And there's Troy Loney in the middle of the pack. 8 seconds to go on the Devil penalty to John McClain.
Yager's over there along the boards, and he has his helmet off, and he's bent over at the bench, and I think he got cut, or at least he got hit up in the face.
Francis with Mullen and Stevens. His time has basically run out on this power play chance, and the Penguins, barring a miracle, will be 1 for 6 with a man advantage. But they did score the one goal, and that came with the opener by Mark Recchi. 3-2 Penguins, and they hold on here and capture game 3. We'll see. Francis giving the puck to Ulf Samuelsson. Out of Paul Stanton. He'll step on the play, up on the play, and just dump it away to the Devils in. The penalty has expired. McClain is on. Devils back to equal straight. Now under 7 minutes to go in regulation. And Bruce Driver from behind the Devils goal sets up shop now as McClain peels off to the left. And Driver will go to the right side to Eric Weinrich, his defense partner. Weinrich moves it up the right wing to Jamie Huscroft. Going to the Penguins in. A long shot off Samuelsson, who blocked it. Off Samuelsson. Turned around by Huscroft. He's going to get a penalty. Huscroft just grabbed him around the neck and pulled him down. And Jamie Huscroft is going to be sent to the box. Now, he did not help the Devils' cause there. Huscroft coming in and hauling down Ulf Samuelsson. We'll be back. 3-2. Penguins. 6:28 to go in regulation on the Penguins Hockey Network.
This is the Acura Legend. We would like you to test drive it. But before you do, we suggest you test drive the Mercedes 300e, the BMW 525i, the Volvo 940 SE, the Infiniti Q45, and the Lexus LS 400. Then drive the Acura Legend, and you'll buy the Acura Legend. For under $30,000, it's a lot more car for a lot less money. Test drive it now at your Western Pennsylvania Acura dealer. There may never be a better time.
Huscroft's been running at people this entire third period, and that's just a stupid penalty for Huscroft there to wrap his arm around the head of Samuelson. Samuelson was somewhat off balance, and he knocked him down and took the penalty. But I'll tell you something, the Devils played some of their best hockey shorthanded here recently, and the Penguins probably need to be a little bit more cautious now when they're on the power play.
Well, I think, again, they've been so pressing at times to me on the power play tonight, even though they've gotten the one goal. They've almost overworked it in an effort to try and get a big goal to try and, to take the game away from New Jersey. And here is Scott Young now, worked it up to the blue line, right to a Devil, and that's Bruce Driver, who will blast it back into the Penguins' end with 6:05 to go in regulation.
Scott Young hasn't been out here much in this game. He comes out here cold now and tries to work the power play.
On the right wing to Mark Recchi, and Recchi shoots to the head for Paul Coffey. Coffey into the Devil's end, left it for Mark Recchi. Lemieux's in the slot. They go step behind the net to Kevin Stevens. Stevens with the Penguins will take it to the near corner. And Lemieux quickly back left point to Scott Young. In around the net, here's Stevens. Stevens can't pull the trigger. The Devils grab the loose puck, and Danico sails it up ice.
Sometimes, Mike, the stupid penalties like the one Huscroft took are the ones that cost you too, though. It always seems as though it works out that way. The power play goal scored against you when you take a really needless penalty.
5:34, and the Devils steal again, and this time on the Penguins in. Bruce Driver tried to center it back. It came off a leg, and Lemieux and Danico chased for the puck. Danico got over and blasted it by Lemieux off the boards, but it hit somebody on the Devils bench apparently, and that stops the play with a face-off just outside of the New Jersey zone. Danico did what he had to do. And he shot it, and it deflected up out of play. 56 seconds to go on the Huscroft penalty. We did not get an attendance figure, but again, we can obviously see from things in the crowd here that it's not a sellout crowd here in New Jersey, a building which holds over 19,000. I think 19,040 is their total number. They get a lot of sellouts when the Rangers come over here to play. Recchi of the Pens in now against Pat Conacher. And pulled back to the Devil zone where Alexei Kasatonov moving the puck to the right wing to Doug Brown to the Penguins end. Long shot, score! Dougie Brown ties the game for the New Jersey Devils on a short-handed goal from 45 to 50 feet. And just like that, the Devils are back in it.
Doug Brown has scored a lot of goals against the Pens in a very short period of time. He has a knack of coming up with big goals against Pittsburgh.
And he does it again.
They've been threatening shorthanded. I think this puck was deflected. Coffey backing in. Barrasso didn't play that shot well because I really don't think he could see it when it came off the stick.
So the Devils score the goal, and the Penguins on the power play fail to get one, and here comes Lemieux. Time left now. On the left wing to Joey Mullen, trying to give it back to Lemieux. Kasatonov took it away and slams it back to the Penguins there. Barrasso will leave it to the right of his own goal. Murphy fell down. Devils center, and it's Brown again trying to set up Laurie Boschman. Big spark for the Devils. They score a short-handed goal, and they have a little momentum right now, but the Penguins trying to take it away. They lose it at the Devil blue line. Murphy backpedaling, 10 seconds to go. Coffey giving the puck to Recchi to the Devils end. Steps in, shoots, and he missed the net. Is he going to go from the right wing circle? Penalty is over now. Huscroft comes on. The Devils have killed it, but Lemieux has the puck to the right wing to Recchi. Devils zone. Flip it back to Lemieux, cutting for the goal. He puts it back in front. He's too well covered. On the play was Lemieux. Muller runs over one of the Penguins. Coffey at the left point. Dump it down the boards. Where's the puck? Kasatonov fighting for it. So is Muller. They try and clear it out. The Penguins keep it in. Out to Recchi. He tried to get to the net. Kasatonov up in him. And back come the Devils. Fetisov wants to get off the ice. No, he doesn't. He just shot into the right wing. Nobody was there. Coffey back to Lemieux. Into the Devils in. Looks for Mullen, cutting with a goal. He couldn't get it through. Kasatonov, and here come the Devils. The Penguins are a tire crew. The Devils 3-on-2 to the Penguins in. McLean right side. Drop it back. On the right wing, Muller has it. Shoots it. It went off Brasso and wide of the net. Now Coffey in behind his own goal. Battling forward, a 3-3 tie here, late in period number 3. Brian Trottier with 3:37 to go in regulation. On the right wing to Peter Taglianetti, and he'll snap it away to the Devils zone. Loney comes on. He'll poke it around the boards. And out of the zone, it will come now to center ice, and Samuelson sets it up for Gordy Roberts. Roberts to the left wing to Troy Loney. Yager breaks in deep against Driver. Yager goes behind the net. Yager leaving the puck for Trottier, but he can't make a play in front to Loney. And the Devils systematically will carry it out. John McLean shoots it ahead to center ice. Brendan Shanahan touched it, and we have a 2-line offside pass. We'll be back. 3:06 to go in the third period. Tie game. The Penguins 3, the Devils 3 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
There she reaches! As if to strike a quick terror in them, Moby Dick had turned. The white whale was churning himself into a furious speed, rushing amongst the boats with open jaws and a lashing tail.
Education is the adventure of a lifetime. With loans and savings, Mellon is making sure it's one that never ends.
Doug Brown with his first playoff goal for the Devils this year from Conacher and Kasatonov at 14:46.
Similar to the goal Joey Mullen scored, in the sense that it was man right on the shooter, and it was difficult for the goaltender to get a read on the shot.
Well, Friday night, we battled to a 4-4 tie, and the Penguins ended up winning in overtime, and here we've got a 3-3. A game with 3:06 to go in regulation.
There's another similarity. I think the Penguins have outplayed the Devils, but they're tied 3-3, and the Devils had outplayed the Penguins, and they were tied late in game 2.
Danico steers it up into the Penguins end, and around the boards it comes off to Brian Trottier. Trottier back reunited with Yager and Loney, and wheeled into the Devils zone. Danico again moves it around quickly. Checked back into the corner, and Danico has to go back with Loney right on his backside, and he whacks his stick and knocked him down. Loney did, but the Devils have the puck, and here they are on the move. Peter Stastny relays it in behind the Pittsburgh goal. Barrasso wheeled it around to the left point. It picked up now by Abilene. His shot blocked. Grabbed by Trottier, and he has a man open. Yager ahead, but Trottier moves it instead to Loney coming down the slot. Left side to Yager. Cutting around 2 men, trying to get in. Putting it in front. Right there's Loney. Shoots. Save. Terreri rebound. Terreri stops him once, twice, 3 times he stops him. Chris Terreri stopping Troy Loney, not once, not twice, but he knocked the 3rd time it appeared, and the Devils goaltender keeps the Penguins off the board.
Jaromir Jagr one-handed again, pushed that puck to Loney. They all came to Jagr. It took him a while to tee it up. He shot it off the chest of Terreri, got his own rebound, shot it off his belly, got his own rebound again, and shot it into Terreri one more time, and just couldn't get it up high enough over the body of Chris Terreri. You see how everybody came out to Jagr as he handled that puck into the slot, and Loney was all by himself in front of the net, but the puck was just skipping on him. He couldn't settle it down to snap it.
In New Jersey territory, the face-off to the right of Terreri. Here's the face-off won by the Pens. Gordy Roberts with a slap shot blocked by McLean, and it caroms all the way back into Penguin real estate. Going back to move the puck will be Taglianetti. He fumbles it a little bit and finally passes over to Kevin Stevens. Penguin left winger going to the Devils end. Down the near side, shoots it right to the net. Terreri's going to glove it. And he'll have that one in his paw and pull it in, and we'll get a face-off again in New Jersey territory, this time to the right of Chris Terreri.
Well, the Devils were down by a goal. They took a stupid penalty, and they ended up getting a shorthanded goal out of it. It's amazing. It's funny how this game goes sometimes. Just when you think you have the advantage, whether it be the home ice advantage or any kind of advantage, you don't have it.
Francis now in against Boschman here. And to the left point, Coffey in the Devils end. Fires it through a screen, but it hit a leg and never got to the net. Conacher stepping up with the play. He'll shoot it into the Penguins end. And Barrasso steps away from the net. Moving the puck around. Here's the puck back in front of McLean. He's right there. His shot. Barrasso stops him from point blank range. John McLean, their best goal scorer, stopped by Tom Barrasso from 10 feet away. Penguins ice it. Been unbelievable. Barrasso stopping McLean, and Loney stopped by Terreri 3 times. Both teams with opportunities to go ahead. Neither one able to score.
The only difference is McLean's a 45-goal scorer, and there he is parked right in front of your goaltender with all night to shoot it. Barrasso went down and got himself in position, and he couldn't get it up either. Just, you know, couldn't lift it high enough to get it over top of Barrasso, and that's because Tommy was right out on top of him, making it difficult for him to get any net. See, the difference there is that Barrasso is seeing the play. McLean's back is to the net. Barrasso has the play in front of him, so he's able to get out on top of the shooter and make sure that he is close enough that McLean's not going to be able to find a lot of net. By the time John McLean got turned around and had a chance to look at the goal, all he saw was a black jersey.
Now Boschman remains out here, and the Penguins do not counter with Lemieux. My guess is, well, yeah, Mario is out here. I beg your pardon. Lemieux is on the ice right now with Mark Recchi and Ron Francis. They want Francis to handle the draw. Boschman, the Devils' center iceman, and the faceoff will be in the right wing circle, Penguin zone. Francis against Boschman. They'll drop the puck. Boschman won it. Right point. Weinrich fakes a shot. Now lets it go. And it's gloved by Barrasso, and he knocks it away as he dropped it in front of him. Driver in deep. Shooter back in front of the net. Stopped there by Barrasso. And Boschman shot. Brown from behind. He shoots. Deflected. Where is it? I have no idea where it is. Dougie Brown with a wraparound. Barrasso somehow kept that puck out of there. Conacher looking at the goal judge. The light never went on. Remember, the minor officials are not from New Jersey. They are from Boston. And Barrasso apparently kept it out of there. And now Taglianetti grabs one of the Devils and gets him away from Tom Barrasso.
And the man from Boston shakes his head. What in the net? Sorry. The puck. Barrasso made a save, remember, and he couldn't get a hold of the rebound, and here he was trapped on one side of the net. Boschman came around the corner. Barrasso somehow scrambled all the way back without his stick. Got his arm on the puck. Where was the puck? Underneath him somewhere, maybe underneath his left shoulder. And then he used the post and used the post as leverage to pull himself out of the net in case he had that puck underneath him.
Now, he was smart enough to get back out across the line.
He made that first save. When he tried to get back, he got nailed. Brown came around the corner. Boschman was right there. Thought he had a goal. Thought that Brown had put it in. It was Brown who came around the net, not Boschman. Sorry. And Boschman parked in front. He's the one who made Barrasso have trouble getting back over to the other side.
1:22 to go in regulation. Talk about some excitement down the final 3 minutes. Both team chances to score, and from the faceoff, the Penguins ice it. Taglianetti set it up the length of the ice. Weinrich to touch it. That'll bring the faceoff back into Penguin ice again. Only 8 seconds expired from that faceoff. We have 1:14 to go.
Tommy McVie getting a solid performance from some guys tonight who we don't expect to provide offense, but there's Brown getting the big goal that tied it, and then almost putting a go-ahead goal behind Tom Barrasso. Now Trottier try to beat Peter Stastny. The crowd was asleep until Doug Brown scored the tying goal.
Well, that's what it's all about, though. As far as this game is concerned, the momentum can turn in a heartbeat, and the Devils from the draw pulled it back all the way to New Jersey territory. The home crowd very much a part of the game. And Peter Stastny leaving the puck for Tommy Abilene. Going over to Driver with a minute to go in period number 3. Pittsburgh 3, New Jersey 3. And Bork flips it up in the air. Into the Devils in. It went away from Weinrich. Right in front. Recchi scores! Mark Recchi scores. The Penguins have the lead. 4-3. Now she wants to sell my monkey. Do you believe the turn of events there? Went right up. Weinrich up in the air, down behind him. And the wrecking ball directs it in. The Penguins lead 4-3.
And the Penguins get another bounce.
You'd have to be here to believe it. It came up in the air. Watch the play off Weinrich's glove. Threw him. It hit his stick.
And Recchi just came in and it was like he was playing pool. He got out the cue stick, chalked it up, and poked it between the legs of Chris Terreri. Weinrich looking for it like Andy Van Slyke.
Yeah.
But it went off the glove. A can of corn, right?
Who flipped it in? That's what I want to know. Who put it up in the air? It made that so hard for Weinrich to come up with it, and Recchi diving to get the goal.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Larry Murphy, but I don't think it was. It may have been Gordy Roberts. Look at Recchi. I think it was Roberts who flipped it up.
Well, they didn't give an assist on it. I didn't hear one. Recchi's goal is second of the playoffs and second of the night at 19-10. And somebody has called a timeout. The Devils apparently have called timeout with 50 seconds to go. The goal by the Wrecking Ball. And I wish I knew who threw it up in the air, folks. It was kind of an innocent looking play. It went up and off Weinrich's glove and then bounced free into the slot. And Recchi then poked it in.
There it is, 100 pounds of Golden Bantam.
Just off the glove. He tried to grab it, then stumbled back. Unbelievable. Look at Lemieux jump up too, and Recchi got the goal.
Terreri didn't know what hit him.
It was Taglianetti, I believe, that flipped it up in the air.
That's twice this year we've seen Penguins get goals from pucks that are flipped in the air and land in the slot. Cullen got one earlier in the year when Murphy did it. This time Recchi picks up the garbage.
All right, the Pens trying to hold on right now, and the Devils, of course, will think about pulling Terreri. Penguins lead 4-3 in game 3, trying to take the lead, and Terreri has on the bench. The Devils won the draw, and they got the extra attacker on. In the far corner, Rolf Samuelsson around the board. Picked up to the left point to Driver. Driver shoots one. Stop. Rebound. Where's that puck? Ronnie Francis comes up with it. Can he get it out? He can't right now. Loney off the board, digging for it. Remember, the Devils thought they had the goal. Left shot, left point shot right to the net, and Barrasso is going to cover that. And hold on as Claude Lemieux came in and tried to poke it free. We're down to 28 seconds left in regulation.
Mike, it concerns me that the Penguins have a tendency to with Barrasso clearing the puck up those right wing boards, to often go up the right side when they come out of their own zone. And Troy Loney is out there. He's a left-handed shot playing on the right wing, and he has trouble on those right boards. When that puck comes around to him, he's having a tough time moving it out. He's got his back at the boards, and you see there, it came out to the left point. The shot came back to the net. It's not a knock on Troy, because he is usually very, very tough in those situations along the boards when he has to get a puck out. But normally he plays the left side. Now he's having to play the right side, and it's a little bit more difficult. Now he's going to come to the bench. Bob Johnson wants a right-handed shot out there, I think, on the right wing. He's got two centers out here again to take the draw. He's got Francis and Trottier.
It's Stastny now to the right of Barrasso with 28 seconds to go. Pittsburgh 4, the Jersey Devils 3 in the face-off. Penguins battle for it. Where is it? Around that net. Work to the corner. John McLean has it for the Devils. Extra attacker is on for New Jersey. Right-sided Driver fires it. Where'd it go? It went wide. Off the left wing board. Shanahan comes in. He can't get to it. The Penguins poke it free to center. We're down to 14 seconds to go. And ripped to the Penguins in again, and Barrasso behind the net handles the puck around the glass. McLean can't get it. 7 to go in the game. In the third period, Penguins have it. They're going to win this one. Bork up to center, shoots to the open net. Missed it, but it doesn't matter. It's all over. Game 3 of the semifinal Patrick Division playoff round is now history, and the Penguins have taken a 2-1 advantage over the Devils, winning here in New Jersey, as they end up getting the winning goal with only 50 seconds to go in regulation time by Mark Recchi. Well, the Pens lost the opening game of the series, have bounced back now, and they win a big one here in New Jersey tonight.
And the team that deserved to win this game won this one. The Penguins deserved that 4-3 win.
Final score again, the Penguins 4 and the Devils 3, and we'll be back to New Jersey in a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network. Well, the Iron Man of the game tonight brought to you by Pittsburgh Brewing Company, and the Iron Man of the game will be Mark Recchi of the Pens, who picked up his second goal, what proved to be the game-winning goal. And he just directed it between the legs of goaltender Chris Terreri. They have apparently scored this goal unassisted, but looking at it, Weinrich never did have possession of the puck. And one of the Penguins flipped it up in the air into the zone, and he should get an assist. And the Wrecking Ball lost his stick and lost his head for a moment as he had the go-ahead goal for the Penguins, and it wasn't even in overtime. The game had not been decided.
Sure had.
Goodness help us if he ever scores in overtime, how he's going to react. He might go right out the door, right throughout the building to the street.
Recchi had only one shot in each of the first 2 games, and he had a couple of shots going to the third period, and this one ends up with a couple of goals in this game. So Mark Recchi breaks out. He had a couple of assists, but 2 big goals in this game for the Pens.
And it turns out to be the game winner, and the man that led the Penguins in game-winning goals all year does it again.
And also the first goal, which is an important first goal on the road.
Other scores around the National Hockey League. The Rangers tonight defeated the Capitals to take a 2-1 lead in that series. The Rangers have the advantage now. A shutout for Mike Richter and Bernie Nichols with a couple of goals. The Buffalo Sabres came from behind and beat the Montreal Canadiens 5-4 to make that series 2-1 in favor of the Canadiens. And the Bruins now in the third period at Hartford. The Bruins have scored 4 times in the third period, and they lead the Whalers now 6-2 in the third period in that game at Hartford. Now the Penguins win it here tonight. The shots in the final period 13-12 in favor of the Devils. The 3 stars, Mullen number 3 for the Pens, Shanahan number 2, and Recchi number 1.
And how about the save Barrasso made on John McClain moments before the Penguins got the go-ahead goal, the game-winning goal.
Well, a reminder to you, the Penguins defeat the New Jersey Devils. The final score, the Penguins win it over the Devils. Pittsburgh 4, New Jersey 3. And until Tuesday, this will be Mike Lang for Paul Steigerwald